Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Dragoon. We have just defeated the Divine Dragon, with a little bit of help from Lloyd, maybe. Beforehand, weakened it up, and now he is escaping, and we have to chase him. Let's grab this item, now that we can. We used a whole bunch. It's a body purifier. Great. I also just got a total vanishing from that battle, so it's kind of like they're saying, you know what, we're sorry, we're right. Here, just use this item and get rid of normal enemies. Alright, there's our save point, which I am going to use. Wasn't quite in the orb last time. Alright, on down the side of the mountain. Couple more fights along the way, of course. They couldn't take him out or anything, no. It seems to me like this would be one of those cases where when you defeat, you know, the ultimate dragon, the king of dragons, that, like, the dragon mountain would go dormant, right? Like, that seems like a thing that should happen. Besides being more convenient, it makes sense to me. Oh, here we go. Here's the baby dragons. I don't think we've actually seen these guys yet. They are pretty adorable baby dragons. Let's hit them. I know not the usual reaction to an adorable thing. At least I hope not. But, well, baby dragon's actually got a little bit of health. Look at that.
Blossom storm.
Are any of them gonna get to attack? Of course, we are all at least one level stronger at this point. Whoop. There we go. Just a little whip. Didn't hurt Mara too bad. Also, this really helps her with the therapy ring, because she gets a lot more health back, so extra health is always good. I know I've said it before, but again, it's one of those things where having a higher max health pool, you know, just helps so much in a game where all healing is like pretty much percentage based.
Blossom storm.
Because can you imagine, like, even right now, like, you know, the regular potion that heals 50% of your HP would still be useful, you know, but could you imagine if that potion was, actually I can pick this up now. Oh no, we've already got that, that was the helm, duh. But you know, imagine if that potion was restores 100 HP, like it's totally useless, but because it's 50%, we could still actually use it. I would not scoff at one if it were to, you know, be available to be picked up. Oh, looks like we found him. Didn't go very far. Figured he could teleport farther than that. Then he just runs the rest of the way. Oh! And, yep, he's one of the winglies as well, by the way, just if you didn't know. I also love how she moves the opposite of the way the dart, like, shakes her. Every time he pushes forward, she moves further in. Ah, well, I'm glad she's alright. Can you tell me who I am? How many fingers am I holding up? One, it's all a giant polygonal block. Carrying out your will. We took this world back together. I won't let them ruin it. Raj embryo the moon with black power. So we get flashed back to Neat 18 years ago again. A place we seem to revisit numerous times. The retelling of the story of the Black Monster. And remember Dart and his family running away? And it's one of these things where it seems like pretty much every time we revisit the scene, we get just a little more information. I think this is actually the first time we get the dialogue between Dart and his family. So yep, like I said, I think that's the first time we get that dialogue. You know, it's also worth remembering that we learned a while back that Dart's mother could possibly have been Hashel's daughter, which would explain why she would want to go back and fight, right? Because she does actually have some martial arts training, apparently. And so little Dart in the aftermath here looking for his parents, and this is where he finds his father's memento, which of course ended up being the red Dragoon spirit. His important shiny stone, as he says. And Dart recounts the tale of the black monster. When the moon never sets clear as red, the moon child descends to the earth and shall give a holy blessing to the world. But what we actually receive is not the moon child, but the black monster, it seems. Yeah, there's definitely some kind of relationship. It seems like that legend wouldn't just be straight up wrong, right? So, yeah, what do you know about this? She knows something. She always knows something. Oh yeah, hey, Marissa Wingley. I forgot she can fly places. She should really use this more often, you know? So, thankfully, we do have a ticket out of here. We don't have to go find a rope to throw down or anything. We can just be brought up by our pal Meru. Though I imagine Dart is a little heavy for her. Not that Dart's a big guy, but she's pretty small. You know, probably not used. He's definitely heavier than she is, I'll give you that. So her wings gotta be, gotta be pretty strong. Oh, Rose, come on. It's not your fault. Yeah, speaking of which, we need to learn, yeah, there's no need for you to hide it. We need to know about the Divine Moon object. Like, it's critically important at this point. Okay, no choice but to tell everything. The Divine Moon objects are said to be brought by Wingleys. I think we'd heard that before. And it said that they have a dreadful magic power concealed within. That's the reason why they were never allowed to be taken outside. A national treasure that has been kept a close secret. The Moon Mirror successive thrones have been the keys to opening the seal. And of course, if you had just told us earlier, we would have known why he would be going after the Queen, right? Alright, so Queen's in danger. We need to get back. Of course, we can't be taken back there automatically. I believe this was the exit. We do have to walk all the way back out, back down the mountain, back through the forest, then all the way to Denigrad. So, fun little trek we've got ahead of us here. I apparently made it out here instead of to the exit, which is perfect. I figured exactly that's what would happen. But you get a healing breeze here, so, well, I guess it's worth it. I won't turn down a healing item. Alright, so I've made it out of the volcano. We'll have to fight one, go through the forest, and then we'll be back at Denigrad. Alright, so as we re-enter the forest, we've got a little scene here. I wonder where Sister Miranda and the other people are. So this is the third Sacred Sister, Wink, the one who was not around. I can't imagine the giant dragon will lose either. Like, don't say things like that. Come on, man. We might not be needed. Uh-oh. Well, look who it is. We knew this guy would come back, right? The younger Bartle brother. Humans don't need to know my name. Oh. Oh my god. Yeah, really. Right, she didn't ask for any of this. What are you talking about? A great battle of liberation, and your scream is its overture. I gotta admit, he has a way with words, at least. Okay, until he just said, go to hell. Like, oh, look at that. He came back to protect Wink again. Does Lloyd have a soft spot for her? Maybe? You're so easily overtaken. It's weird seeing him, like, actually doing decent things and being kind of charming. I don't need to answer you. Yeah, just keep in mind, Lloyd is a wingly as well. I also really like this while the dialogue is going. He just sits here and hurls fireballs endlessly. You are so old-fashioned. He should not be alive. Ouch. Oh, there he goes. Ah, tricky. Self-destruct. Looks like Lloyd got hurt pretty bad by that one, huh? Having to lean on his sword. I went out of my way. Like, I didn't have to do this, but look what happened. Yeah, that's what happens when you do good things for people sometimes, man. It might mildly inconvenience you. Alright, so, well, this is the forest. I guess we don't really need to see this, because we've already been through here, but... well, we'll go anyway. Only one more screen left. We'll probably have to fight, though, so... Yep. As we go to leave, it looks like we've got something happening with the commander of the Sacred Knights. So it looks like he survived the confrontation. Queen Theresa was abducted. Yeah, this looks like we're too late. You would have thought maybe him getting wounded would slow him down a little bit, but I guess not. Maybe that was his plan all along. Who knows, right? Of how he scoots back on the ground. He's so scared of Miranda. Sister Wink might know something. Yeah, so it looks like everyone else is safe. He just abducted the queen, which, you know, we pretty much figured. Though it's interesting that he wouldn't just take the mirror from her then and there, right? You know, kind of like he did with Albert. Although there was a rather dramatic scheme to get the moon dagger from Tiboroa as well, though, so maybe we shouldn't be surprised. It is kind of funny how much of a difference it is. Like, they just went completely direct with Albert, just pull it out of his back. And then for, you know, Tiboroa, they had to send, like, we'll send in a duplicate for a gang that will take over the town for 6 months and then get passed down in the ceremony. Like, just go take the thing. I think I am actually going to stop by the inn here and take a rest in order to refill some HP and MP and stuff. Should be pretty cheap. Yep, 50 gold. Don't know if we've ever actually slept on camera. It's probably happened at some point, but that's what happens when you sleep. As far as how that ranks among other sleeping jingles in RPGs, it's okay. It's average. It's not near the top, but, you know, it's not near the bottom either. Alright, back in the destroyed Crystal Palace. Looks like they haven't had much luck clearing any rubble or debris or anything. Still like the music in this place, though. It's better than the traditional castle music. Alright, so we should be meeting with the Sacred Sisters. The Queen won't be around, but at least the other important people are. Yeah, this has got to be devastating to Wink, because, you know, before this, she had only really seen him as a hero. He'd done nothing but save her, so, you know, kind of gained his trust and then, or gained her trust and then used it to get in and kidnap the Queen. So the rumbling from the Mountain of Mortal Dragon stopped. We assumed the dragon had been vanquished. Everyone was happy about it. And we make it a little bit of a flashback here to recap the events. Looks like we do. A week? Wait, what? We took a week to get down there? Really? And this is where Lloyd gets to meet the queen. So yeah, you know, kind of earned Wink's trust and then used it to get in close. This gentleman repelled them so that we were able to come back to the castle safe and sound. And how did Queen Theresa immediately suspicious? Like, how did you find out about it? So shut up! Don't let him know I was talking about him. But of course, Luana sees right through him. We learned a little bit about her powers, quote unquote, before. It wasn't a coincidence helping Wink and coming here. The murderous intention you conceal inside, you cannot disguise it in front of me. Sometimes it can't be avoided. Whoop. I really got to learn how to do that. We should figure that out. Maru, get on that. That's a Wingly thing, right? You don't need to worry about that. You should just take me there. He actually hesitates. One of the few times Lloyd actually hesitates in his speech. He may actually feel a little bit bad about what he did, you know, to kind of take advantage of Wink there. And yeah, that would make the third out of all three Divine Moon objects. It's in the Tower of Flanvel to the west of the Kashua Glacier. Theresa's the key to the tower. Well, that's too bad. That's so weird. I still don't get it, how they said it's been a week since they stopped hearing stuff about the Divine Dragon. Like, really? A week? I feel like something had to have been cut out there. Like, there's no way it would take us a week to get there. If so, it's no wonder we were too late. We kind of deserve this. It's really our fault. But, yeah, so I feel like either some mistranslation or, you know, something was planned to happen, but it got cut. You know, something like that. I don't know. But either way, we have to go and save the queen. Got a couple new destinations. We heard about both the Kashua Glacier and the Flanvel Tower. Flanvel? I don't know. I don't like saying Flanvel because it's so close to Anvil, which, I don't know, it sounds unimpressive for a tower. So I say Flanvel. You know, it sounds a little more elegant. Alright, so let's see if we can figure out how to get there. Yeah, we're going to have an extra fork here. Now, instead of going to the forest, we could actually avoid the forest for once. It's some kind of miracle. And we can head over this way. Looks like we got to fight along the way. Shouldn't be too tough, though. Yep, it was just another one of those little flying rat things from way early on in the forest. And this is going to start our entry into Kashua Glacier. And this is where things start getting super great for me. I love cold places, both in real life and in video games. If you've watched me for any length of time, you'll know that I always talk about it every time we get to, some kind of glacier or some kind of snow area. It's land where the earth is eternally covered under ice. I understand it must be harsh on someone who's never been here. Also, I believe this is totally new music. I'm pretty sure. I don't think this has been used before. Also, I'd imagine Meru is freezing. Maybe if you put on some clothes, you wouldn't be. But, I don't know. I guess we didn't pack extra for some reason. It's a kind mother like Queen Theresa. How could you have a lonely time? But Her Majesty Theresa is not her birth mother. True birth mother abandoned me. This music is real good, by the way. I know this is kind of a sad story, but this music. So Theresa cherished her when she was alone, as if I were her real daughter. Since then, I've never felt loneliness again. Well, she's basically, your mother abandoned you, and she's kind of your mother figure, even if not biologically, it still counts. Alright, so let's run around. Yes, there are a little bit of ice physics. You may notice some sliding going on. It's really not bad, though. It's not noticeable with this kind of movement, so I don't really know why they even bothered to do it at all. Pick up a thunderbolt there, and we can head on up. Sliding around is kind of fun, though. It's not enough to get in the way, because it's not like you can fall off or anything. That's when ice physics are bad. But, in a place like this where all of the boundaries are covered by invisible walls, it's just fun to slide around. Alright, so let's see what we got. Yes, I love these guys. Both of them, actually. I kind of like the fuzzy spider. I don't really know what the point of it's supposed to be. But I also like the freeze knight. That's so cool. It's just like a walking icicle man with giant icicle spears. I really don't know what's up with these fuzzy spiders. Like, how on earth did they evolve those colors? Like, come on, how would that help you in any way here? I think we're gonna have Albert on the freeze knight. Of course, this does provide a little bit of a problem with this game in terms of how they decided to do their graphics. The fact that the background is blue and white and the square for additions is blue and white tends to make it a little hard to see sometimes, depending on what camera angle you're using. So, like some of that text, like you can't read that as P text; it just blends right into the, into the background. So it's, they could have chose a different color scheme for this, but well, what can you do? It's not like it's really that important. All right, let's keep going. I like this. I like the slight animation on the sides too. You can tell like there's water underneath, that it's being reflected off of. It looks so nice. It actually looks really good. All right, let's see what's in here. We got plenty of item space. I should have stocked up on items. That was probably my big mistake. I have no mind purifiers and also basically no healing items. So I may do that in between episodes. We're close to the end of this one. We also picked up a heat blade there, which is not new. We've had a heat blade before. If you remember, I used it in the period where Rose and Dart were alone. Oh man, check that thing out. I equipped it there because every enemy in that area was blue. So it may help again, but as you can see, this guy's earth elemental, so the heat blade wouldn't really help. It's also weaker than what we've got, and this blade applies confusion, so it's probably worse in every way. Like, it hits a lowered attack so much that I don't think even an elemental advantage would bring it, back level with it. And Meru finishes off the huge man with 450. Man, there must be something going on there. Not sure why that attack was so high. Alright, on to the next screen. More ice. And this place isn't really too involved. Let's head on and get this thing here if we can. Meteor Fall. It's an attack item. See what this sign is. Nope, after a fight. And that was just the same old spider icicle knight combination. So right to the Tower of Flanville, which is where we need to go, and up to the snowfield. Warning slide. Does that mean there's a warning slide, or are you warning me that there's a slide? Or is the slide the warning for something? Get a heavy mace. Oh, that might be a better weapon for Meru. I guess we'll see. Not even sure what she currently has, to be honest. Warhammer. And scroll down. Heavy mace. Nice. Stuns enemy with a given probability. Decent increase in attack. 5 is not much, but it's better than nothing. And, you know, the stun probability might be nice. So let's see. Snowfield is not where we wanted to go. Oh, come on. Read the stupid sign. Up to the snowfield, right to the tower. So we need to head this way. Alright, new enemies here. We've got rocky turtles. Again, earth elemental. So I'm really not sure why they give you heat blades here. Doesn't help you too much. Maybe on some bosses coming up or something. This probably won't do much. She does have a better hammer, but you know, this thing is a turtle made out of rock. So this is kind of your stereotypical super high defense thing. But we're still doing decent damage. I think, yeah, we actually confused this thing, so I'm gonna let it go and see if maybe it'll attack its partner here. Or even itself, I guess. That's probably a thing it can do. Oh, Puzzle has a big cannon on its shell, by the way. Ooh, fire attack on water elemental. Not bad. Her magic defense is good, so she'll be fine. This may actually finish this one off. Nope, still alive. Haha! The other turtle finished him off for me. Nice. So hey, confusion finally helped out for once. I think it's the first time since we've gotten that sword that it's ever actually confused something, because we usually kill them so fast, especially because Dart's pretty strong. Alright, so let's keep going. We're going to end it here soon. I'm thinking there might be a save point somewhere coming up. We got some people to talk to here. Oh, hello. Hello? I'd like to talk, please. Hello? Anybody? Okay, there we go. Not sure why that was so difficult. So it's the peddler brother Segundo, Spanish for second, and peddler brother Cuarto, which is close to Cuatro. If I'm not mistaken, Cuarto is actually like room, because if you say Cuarto de baño, it's bathroom, but... So I think it's supposed to be Cuatro for 4, but oh well. So he sells weapons, and you sell items. Hey, I need to restock on items, actually. Alright, so we can buy from these merchant people, buy some weapons. I guess we'll check. I don't think they actually have anything super nice. Yeah, the Mind Crush we've already got. Battle Axe, we'll buy it because it's cheap, even though we'll probably never use him. Flamberge, yeah, sure. Arrow, sure, why not? Saint Armor. Oh, look, better armor. Nice, for both of them. Maybe I shouldn't have bought those other things, because this is starting to get expensive. Let's see, a robe, which is better physical defense. Yeah, let's even her out for defense and magic defense. Let's do that. This guard badge is really good. It's expensive. It's 1,000, but it raises physical and magical defense. So, you know, you can see it'll bring them up to 55. It's just, the thing is, I have so many special effect things. You know, like the therapy ring for Meru, and the speed, the bandit boots for Albert, and then Dart's got one that increases his attack. As you can see, that would bring his attack down by 20, which I don't want. So it's a very good item. It's worth keeping, it's worth taking note of if you're wanting, you know, if you're into that kind of thing. But I think we'll leave it. I would sell stuff to get money, but I'll probably have enough. Yeah, Primero and Tercero. So, yeah, roughly 1 and 3. Tercero, it's probably like 3rd, and Primero is 1st. But, you know, 1 and 3, 2 and 4. So, yes, they're named after Spanish numbers. Can I talk to this guy? What's the deal here? Why can't... There we go. I don't know why I couldn't speak with him. Alright, so we need some recovery items. We have no healing fogs left, so... Oh, and we're out of space. So we're going to sell a few things here. I'll cut this out, so hang on one sec. Alright, so I brought us back up to 5 healing fogs and 5 healing breezes. We already had 5 healing breezes. Let's see what's in here real quick. We have a gushing magma. I could have just sold that probably. If there's a save point here, I'm really looking for one. I don't actually see one. I don't know if there's one at the bottom of this, but this is a lot of stuff to do. So I think what I'm going to do is actually just run back out to save, because I don't really want to have this continue on much longer. So I think we'll end it right here, and this is where we'll pick up next time. So next time we'll continue on through the glacier and hopefully get to Flanville Tower and see if we can confront Lloyd and hopefully save the Queen. Until then, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.